Hey guys, welcome to Homework 2 for Introduction to Linux OS. So again, what I'd like for you to do on this homework session is to try and go through this as much as you can without any help from me. So I want you to pause the video now, do as much as you can on your own. Once you feel you're stuck or you can't go on, go ahead and unpause the video and we'll go through this together as slowly and detailed as possible. Okay. Hopefully you've done as much as you can on your own. Maybe you even did the whole thing, which would be awesome. And I hope you were able to do it all on your own. You don't even need me. But just in case you do, let's go ahead and go over this together. So first task is going to be create a text file called info.txt. So let's go to our virtual box here. Let me go ahead and log in. Go ahead and clear the screen here. Do an ls to show you that that file does not exist. So I'm going to do a touch, touch space, and this will create an empty file for me. We're going to call it info.txt. So it's going to create an empty file for me in my current directory. We'll do an ls so you can see that file there. So I got that file here. So that's our first task. So our first task was create a text file called info.txt. Check, we got that done. Now we want to check its access with command ls, okay? So we want to see some permissions for that file. Let's go and go back to our virtual box here. So simplest way to do that would be to do a long listing, which would be ls-l info.txt. And there we go. We see its permissions for that file. So task 2 done for our homework. So task 3, make this text file executable by others. So to accomplish this, we're going to have to do chmod, so change modification. We want to make this text file executable by others. What we're going to do is we're going to do O plus executable on the file info.txt. So add executable permissions to other on file info.txt. We'll run those permissions again, and now we see on other, we added some executable permissions on them, whereas before they did not have it. Okay. Back to our homework. Task 4, make this text file executable by user. So we're going to do something very similar, except this time we're actually going to hit up arrow since it's mostly the same info. We're going to do u. So chmod, user plus executable on info.txt. Do a long listing again. And now we'll see the user has executable rights there. Okay. Task 5, make this text file writable by others. So now we're doing writable. Okay. We're going to do it for others. Let me go ahead and clear my screen real quick. Get a little bit of space back. So now we're going to do chmod. We're going to do others. So I hit the up arrow just to go back to my previous command. I don't want to type all that out again. So others plus writable. O plus W on info.txt. We'll do a long listing. Now we see others here has writable for it. RWX, writable. So that W means writable. They have writable permissions now. Let's go back to our homework. Let's check out task 6 here. So make this text file executable only for all. So we want all users, group, and others to only have executable permissions. Now hint, what we really need to do is reset everything. So how we're going to accomplish this, so what we're going to do is we're going to do chmod all, because we're doing this for both, or for all user, group, and other. We're going to set it equal to executable, and we're doing that on info.txt. Let's do a long listing of that. And then we'll see here that user, group, and other is executable only. Let's go back to our homework here. Let's check out task 7. Change this text file from user executable to user only read and write. So we want to change it from executable to read and write. So chmod, we're changing the user to, so we're going to add, or we're going to equal, because we want it to equal user executable to user only read and write. So we want to change it from executable to read RW write. And we're going to do that on info.txt. Do a long listing. And now we'll see the user has read and write and no executable anymore. Back to our homework. Task 8, change this text file from group executable to group only read and write. So take away executable and make it only read and write. So we're going to use a similar command for that. So we're going to be doing group equals, taking away executable, we're making it read and write. We'll do a long listing, ls-l on info.txt. Now we see group also has the same permissions, read and write, but not executable. Let's head back to our task here. Check out task 9. Change this text file from other executable to only read. So we're going to take executable away from other, and we're going to make it read. Okay? So again, we're going to use that equal sign, chmod space other. We're taking away executable. We want to only equal read. So all we're going to do, other equals read. We'll do a long listing. And we see other just has read privileges. Okay. Back to our homework here. We'll check out task 10 here. So what we want you to do is we want you to repeat steps 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to be using the numerical access value. So we're doing everything we just did in 7, 8, 9, where we're only going to be using the numerical values. So let's head over to our virtual box here. I'm going to clear my screen real quick. What we're going to do, so tasks, what was it? Task 7, yeah, task 7 here. Change this text file from user executable to user only read and write. That's what we're going to do for that. So we're going to use chmod. We're going to use the numerical value. If you guys remember, we have read, write, and execute. Read equals 4. Write equals 2. And executable equals 1. Okay. So task 7 was change this text file from user executable to user only read and write. So we want to give the user read and write. So read is 4 and write is 2. So that's going to equal 6. So we're going to do 6, and then no one else should have anything else. We're going to do that on info.txt. Do a long listing there, and we see user just has read and write. Okay. Task 8. Change this text file from group executable to group only read and write. Okay. So we actually wiped out group executable on that last command. So we're just going to give group only read and write. So read is 4, and write is 2. So 4 plus 2 is going to equal 6. So we're actually going to run pretty much the same command. So we're going to swap out the place the 6 is in. User would be 0, group would be 6, and other would be 0. So do long listing, and now we see that group is read write. Okay. Task 9 here. Change this text file from other executable to only read. There is no executable, so we're going to do just read. We're just going to give other read. So we're going to use a similar command. Guys, if you want to preserve the read and write on group, we can just leave that 6 there. And since we want to give other executable here, remember read is 4, write is 2, executable is 1, we're just going to do 1. Okay, we're going to hit enter. We're going to do a long listing. And now you see we preserved the permissions of group on the last one because we kept it at 6. And we just gave it a 1 for other. That gave it executable here. Okay, let's head back to our homework. Let's check out task 11 here. Scroll down the page a bit. Task 11, try to repeat steps 3 through 6 using numerical value. So I'm going to scroll back up. We're going to check out 3 through 6 here. We're going to use numerical versions to do that, as opposed to using the worded versions. Okay, so actually let's go back to our homework here. Task 3, make this text file executable by others. Oh, one more important thing to look at our homework here too. Or sorry, yeah, we're going to be doing numerical values. So we're just doing executable by others. So executable is just 1, right? Read is 4, write is 2, executable is 1. So we're going to use chmod 0 for user, 0 for group, and 1 for executable by others. And we're doing that on info.txt. Do a long listing, and you see there others has executable. Back to our homework. Task 4 in numerical version, make this text file executable by user. So we're going to do pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to hit up arrow, find that other one. Make this text file executable by user, so I'm going to get rid of other executable and give user executable. Do a long listing. You see there, user has executable. Now you notice there is one extra little space at the front here. Remember, guys, from our permissions lesson, that's just showing us what type of file this is. If this were a directory, we'd have a D there, okay? So that's reserved for the type of file there. So we see the first 3 slots here are for user. Okay? All right, let's go back to our homework. Check out task. Oops. Task 5. Make this text file writable by others. We're going to do writable by others. So chmod. Users, no permissions. Others, we're going to make writable. So read is 4, writable is 2. Okay. Executable is 1. And then for others, we're not giving them any permissions. We're doing that on info.txt. We'll do a long listing. And now we see group. Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to do that on others. My apologies. I put that in the wrong spot. So group is 0. Others is writable. There we go. Scroll up a little bit so you can see that there. So now I'm going to do a long listing. And we see others has writable permissions. Okay. We'll go ahead and clear my screen. Get some space back. Go back to our homework. So that was task 10. We did steps 7, 8, 9 using numerical values. We also did task 11 where we did steps 3 through 6 with numerical values. So we did these steps with numerical values. So let's check out our final task here, which is we're going to create another file called sun.txt in the same folder. And we're going to try to change the permissions of both files at the same time, meaning the sun.txt and the info.txt. And we're going to change it to read, write, execute for user, group, and other. A hint for this is to use this special character, this meta character, star or splat, with the .file extension. So let's head to our VirtualBox. Okay, so we're going to do chmod. We want read, write, and execute. So read is 4, write 2, execute 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1, that's 7. We want to do it for user, group, and other. We want to do it on all files. Oh, I guess I need to make file first, huh? First we need to make that file. And that file is going to be sun.txt. Okay, and then I'll do an ls, and you'll see I have sun.txt and info.txt. Okay, now we're going to give them permissions. So we'll say chmod, read, write, execute for user, group, and other. So 7, user, 7 for group, 7 for other. I'm going to say do that on all files that end in .txt. Okay, boop. And I'm going to do it ls-l on everything in this directory. Okay, and then you'll see here we have info.txt, which is going to be this line here, and we got read, write, and execute for user, group, and other. And I also have sun.txt here, and we have read, write, and execute. for user group and other. Okay. So remember, guys, this special character, when we place it in front of text, it's saying do it on everything that ends in this text behind it. So everything that matches behind this. Okay. Alright, guys, so that's the end of homework 2. We do have one more homework assignment, homework 3. I hope you guys were able to successfully complete some of this on your own. Again, if you have any questions, check out some of those other PowerPoint slides. Go back in the lessons, brush up on some of these things, maybe something you missed. You need to beef up on a little bit more of the things that you learned, or follow some of those links to get some of the private tutoring sessions that we discussed at the end of every PowerPoint slide. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next assignment, homework assignment 3 for Introduction to Linux OS.